We ready. We ready. We ready. For ya.
Uh-huh.
Welcome fucking back, boys. The Uniboys are back. Shout out to that picture right on screen there. If you recognize where it is on the coast, it's where the boys just got done playing. So, shout out to my co-host here, L Dub Golf, Mr. West Coast himself, Mr. 63. Can confirm we didn't see a whole lot of 63 from either side of the golf course here, but boy, what a hell of a fucking trip.
What a hell
Scrap?
of a trip.
Glad to long time no see, huh?
Yeah,
long time no see.
Long
Cheers,
time
baby.
no see pod.
Long time no see with the pod, dude. It's been a little bit of a minute. Welcome back to the 19th Hole Podcast, boys, where we talk golf, we talk gaming, we talk life, and the boys are just having an absolute fucking week. So I'm sipping on a good old Whistle Pig 6-year rye. That's probably my favorite when it comes to some upper mid-tier, or like, I don't even know how you'd describe it, but it's some good whiskey for sure.
I'm sipping on some good
Yeah,
Coca-Cola from
just straight
Zaxby's.
Coca-Cola.
Just a big jug, straight Coke.
Can confirm. Can confirm. I got Scratty absolutely fucking obliterated this weekend, and I'm proud of that.
That was a lot of vodka Red Bulls, and that was an early morning.
Maybe we'll put the clip in where this is not advice to anybody that's underage, even people that are of age, but I got into the casino at that golf tournament the night before, and within minutes, I had a dart in hand, Zen in the other cheek. I'm over here hitting little Michael Jackson robot, having people in the casino dodge me. Just having a good time.
A blast. That was a lot of fun.
Exciting stuff, dude. We covered some territory. We went down to Monterey. It's about an hour or so south of where we were at in the South Bay area. Had a great day. Got to film a YouTube video at the Hay, and then obviously we played Pebble Beach. Had the argument: should we film? Should we not? It was Scrat's first time out here. In terms of playing Pebble Beach. And we definitely wanted to make sure we lived in the moment. One of my boys was caddying for us, and we had a good time. So, dude, I want to leave the ball in your court here. No expectation on your answer. Give it to me straight, dude. Pebble Beach. I mean, is it the real deal?
Pebble Beach. I mean, just the sights and everything that you get to see. The one thing that shocked me the most is how small the greens are. So now, whenever they do go back for a tournament there, I'm gonna have so much more respect for people that can hit greens. Because I mean, there were a couple of them that were like some of the smallest I had ever seen, and I'm hitting like 6-iron into them. But Pebble, very hard in 30-mile-per-hour winds. It blew all day long, and I didn't have a chance. Didn't have a prayer.
Dude, I'm going to throw this out there. I tell a lot of people when you play Pebble, 90% of the year, it's suited up as resort golf, which is, roughly speaking, it means like the roughs are a little bit lower, fairways a little bit wider. You can find your ball everywhere, and that holds true. But to his point, we had 30+ mile an hour winds. I would probably say it was sitting around 30 the whole day, and there was a few times when we're dead into the fan where it felt something closer to 40. To be honest with you, we had some pretty drastic club ups, but regardless, it definitely humbled me. I've played it. This is my third time now. And the first time was such an euphoric feeling. I felt like a buzz the entire time. By the time I got to like 13, I'd finally settled in. And at that point, like the round's almost over. You know what I mean? Second time I played a lot better.
You did birdie 17 though. Great birdie.
I
It's
almost hit
like
a hole
2
in one.
feet. Yeah, that was tight.
We had like a buck 79, if I remember correctly. And it was a little bit crosswind off of our right. And you hit a real nice one. You hit this push draw slinger like that. Looked like it went out over the fucking. It went out to 18 and came back. It was really good. And I sat there and I was like, dude, I haven't hit a good shot what feels like the entire day. And something just striped it. It scared me for sure. I thought that was going in. That was one of the closer ones that I think.
How
I've
wild
had.
would that have been?
Wow, that
Cause
would be
what?
amazing.
Don't you get something for it, right? Like the flag or
Yeah,
something?
I
And I'm
think you
pretty
get the
sure
flag, and then
somebody hit a hole in
I
one
think they
on what
give you
hole?
something.
Somebody hit a hole in one that day. I can't remember what hole it was. It wasn't 7.
No, I think it was 5.
May have been, yeah. And I guess he got the flag from it. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That is pretty sick.
Pretty electric though, man. I mean, that's some fun stuff. Obviously, we've been down there together before, not playing Pebble, but had
Right.
dinner and got to walk around. So you got to see that side of it. We were obviously playing golf, and then we went and shot our video at
Yeah.
the hay, which was an absolute blast. But shit, man, I can't wait to have you back out and to do it again. I mean, every time we get to get back out there, it's gonna be more fun and more fun. Hopefully, this time we
100%.
catch less miles per
Less
hour of wind.
wind. Good
Yeah.
lord.
But
Ah,
shit, dude. And then you guys have heard us yap about it for a while. We finally had our tournament over at Yocha Dehe. Yocha Dehe is like a top 10 resort golf course in the U.S. It's out in a little town called Brooks, California. Closest airport to fly into it is Sacramento, and then it's about an hour-ish drive from the airport to get there. It was a little bit of trek for us, obviously coming up from the Bay Area, but dude, the boys were absolutely buzzing. So we helped host this tournament with our buddy who's put this thing together. Just helping make sure he solidifies a couple things. It takes a lot to put a big event like that on, and we've grown it to 60 people. Super competitive. The course itself is uber nice, especially in the middle of prime time summer, and it's an Indian reservation, so it has a casino on site with a few
right.
restaurants. The stay and play there is worth it. I'll put the ball back in your court. I've hyped it up for months now, leading up to this thing. But what were your thoughts?
The NeHoy was a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun. I think the resort was great. Rooms were great. We had an awesome view of a rooftop. Um, it looked like it could be a massive parking lot, but it was just a rooftop. But no, the tournament, the course, I mean, couldn't have been any better. You've got exactly kind of what you're looking for when you're taking some guys out like that. Not a course that's gonna absolutely tear everybody down, but not
Yeah.
like everybody's just gonna make birdies on every hole. So it
Hmm.
was a lot of fun. There were a lot of cool like first holes, like 100-foot drop off straight down off the tee was really cool. Got to get everybody up there, do a national anthem for the biggest loser of the year before. Nobody got angry at anybody, which was pretty nice. Um,
The hard thing to do. That's one of the biggest
that's the big.
accolades that
You
we
put
made. Yeah.
60 drunk, like
Dudes.
just out of
Yeah.
college guys together,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
nobody gets pissed off at each other, which was especially with the amount of drinks that was drank on Saturday night. That was a great feat. And
Yeah.
then
This was the first rendition of Uta Golf actually selling merch. We put
mhm.
together a little portfolio of some ball markers and a few hats. Obviously, Scott's got one there. I'm wearing one here. And then our third was kind of the big hitter, but it was real cool. Obviously, it's a lot of buddies that were involved in the tournament and super supportive and stuff like that. But it was really cool to see people who I've talked about this for years with, guys that have been staples in our Northern California golf scene and stuff like that, just showing some support and some love. So shout out to those guys, and excited to kind of keep the ball rolling with our apparel. Be on the lookout on our social medias. We'll have links if you guys want to be able to cop anything. You to go off to the moon here. So we're going to be expanding when it comes to apparel with not only getting into the beanie space and more hats, but down the road getting into some kind of like lifestyle shirts and some potentially some golf polos and pullovers. So
100%.
that shit was cool, man. You watch like a big group of people running around in our hats. That was fucking cool.
And then the
You
ending
know.
that we had. What an ending. We get NeHoy, Logan, who was the basically the one that started it all, got everything together, and then we just tagged along and started helping him out with everything. His dad and his partner ended up going into a playoff with two other guys, and his dad on the first playoff hole, it has what, like 20 feet?
Yeah,
20
20,
feet,
25 feet. Yeah.
walks it in,
Yeah.
and the other guys just couldn't clutch up and make the putt. Apparently, I
Dude, it
heard
shows
the
you
second guy
like
left it short.
how much adrenaline and the point of match play when you get into a real serious match, like each shot does really matter.
Really
And here's what I
matters.
mean by that. I'll just say this, just to paint you guys a picture. They both hit good shots. They both hit good shots in. One team had 25 feet. They're obviously out. The other team had about 8 to 10 feet. A very makeable putt. The second putt goes in for the 25 footer or 20 footer, whatever it was. That 8 footer now feels like 20 feet just like that. Like you're not just
Has to
like,
go
oh,
in.
I have a chance to win this. I have to hit this to extend it. Like it's a whole different putt. And the boys obviously did it. There's a lot of pressure
Yeah.
there, which was cool, which is what the whole thing we wanted to be about. It's a good place to get the boys back together, but it's also like a good place to create a competitive environment where that kind of stuff can happen.
Right.
It's an electric memory that we're always going to have in the history of the NeHoy Classic, which was cool. And if you guys are in the Sacramento area, if not, even if you're not, and you want to join the NeHoy Classic, just shoot us a DM and we'll get you the info. It's a yearly tournament that'll be in June at Yocha Dehe. That's going to be for the foreseeable future. That'll be our home course. So
You can be like me.
kudos
You
there, man.
can sleep in Phoenix Airport at night for 8 hours,
Yeah, that
and
is
then go to
wild.
the knee.
Well,
That
then
shit
go to
was
Pebble
wild.
same day,
Whew, that was a
and then go to the knee.
Pebble was great, and I will say I did feel good. I didn't feel like sleepy, didn't feel like shit or anything. But boy, I could have at least slept in bed that night
Yeah,
before
I
going to
hear you.
Pebble.
Dude, a lot of exciting stuff though. We've obviously taken a month off. Some stuff has passed. The duels is absolutely taking off. I think they're on like their fourth event now this last weekend. The US Open happened. Exciting stuff there. We got a first time winner this weekend. Kind of interesting um formatting. So obviously, most playoffs other than the US Open are going to be like a one hole playoff, right? And it's sudden death. You keep going back and forth until someone beats the other. It turns into match play,
Right.
right? Now, the Rocket Classic they ended up having 3 people in the playoff and they do a 5 hole playoff. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest with you. I think from a viewer standpoint and a competitive standpoint, going back and forth is super exciting. Um, the 5 hole playoff, like I guess like if someone can take off on someone. It kind of brings me back to the players when they had the 3 hole playoff between JJ Spawn and Rory,
I don't mind the
and
players because of the
the
holes.
players because yeah they're iconic, but at the same time if you think back at that playoff was done by
Yeah.
the
Second.
first shot of the second hole
Yeah.
of the playoff, which was the ball that JJ put into the water.
Yeah. I
Like
guess
that
it
the playoff was done.
I guess in a way, like if something like that happens to where the other person just doesn't have a chance, it kind of does suck. But like, I also see the flip side of it. Like, say both of them go in, they birdie 16, then both par birdie 17, and then it's like really tight. Then it kind of gets it kind of going again. But
I would say
yeah,
from the hype though, like in a sudden death, let's just say it's one hole and someone fucks it up. Like, oh shit, JJ Spawn just hit in the water. Like, dude, Rory just has to make sure like you're like everything's still important. While like in the 5 hole playoff, like the first 2 holes can be that, and it's like, all right, well we still got 3 more.
I think it has to be holes where there can be screw ups. Like, so you're
Yeah, the hardest
playing
holes in the golf course.
TPC at Sawgrass, you've got water to the right, which typically people don't blast anything over into the water right on 16.
16.
But
Yeah.
17, so much water, so you know it's very easily somebody can get in trouble. And then 18's tee shot, you know somebody can get in trouble. So I like it a little bit more there.
Yeah.
5 holes may be a little much. Maybe
Yeah, I agree.
maybe 3 or maybe even 2. Just pick like 2. I mean, honestly, it'd just be cool to see them play the hardest holes on the golf course.
Yeah.
One, because
And
it's
and
typically going
and
to
the
knock
Rocket
somebody out.
the Rocket Classic is not necessarily like the most exciting golf course like the Players, so maybe that's kind of where I found it a touch boring, but it is what it is. Shout out to Aldridge. I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
Aldrich Pot
Um,
Eater.
yeah, I wasn't even gonna be as a guy who gets his last name butchered all the time. I wasn't even gonna be in to try that. I kudos for you on nailing that. So first time winner, that's huge. On the contrary, Live Golf also had a 3-person playoff, and Patrick Reed ended up coming out with the win. I don't think everybody's too thrilled on that, but at the same time, like kudos to Patrick. The dude's
let's
playing some really good golf, man.
let's
Like
hit you
he's
with the
he's
question.
I think he does, dude. I think I
I
know what you're
mean,
gonna ask
I
me, but I
hate
think he
to
does.
say it, but like,
Go ahead and
if
ask
you
it.
look at it, if you
Go ahead and
look
ask
at
it.
who's going to be in the Ryder Cup,
Okay, we're on the
if
same
you
page.
look and see who's going to be in the Ryder Cup, I hate to tell you, but
He needs to be
we
there.
we are in a terrible situation against the Europeans. The
Like if
European
like
team is stacked.
they're good, dude.
I
They're
mean,
good. And if
stacked.
Patrick Reed and Bryson are not on the team, like we're making mistakes. And I don't even think Brooks should be on the team anymore. I think
Yeah, because
he
he's just
hasn't
not playing
earned
well.
it. He's yeah, I mean if you look at like the last 3 years since he won the last that PGA that he won,
I mean,
he hasn't even
honestly,
sniffed. I don't think he's sniffed the top 20 in a major or
I'm,
something along those lines.
we're gonna have a lot of rookies on our Ryder Cup team. I have a feeling.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Utah Golf's hot topic here, controversial statement of the night. Please, for the love of God, do not let Wyndham Clark be on the Ryder Cup team.
He's not in the
Please,
top 10.
thank God. That dude
So
is
I
a
know
cancer. That
one's.
dude's a
Let me
dare I
see.
say douche.
Let me
Douche.
see. Top 10 U.S. Ryder Cup players. This is probably gonna screw up. All right, so accumulated towards. Let's see, team rankings. Okay, I accept the cookies. I love cookies. Um, so you got Scotty, great.
Yeah,
Xander hasn't been playing good, but I know Xander
still a
is a
good pick.
grinder.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. JJ Spawn, rookie.
earned it.
Earned it, rookie.
He's
Russell
playing some of the
Henley,
best golf in the
earned
world
it,
right now.
rookie. Bryson, I'm
Yeah,
happy with it.
yeah.
JT has not done well in past Ryder Cups. Colin Morikawa, God, I hope to God that he figures it out with the media. I understand his side and I understand the other side. Just everybody grow up. Ben Griffin, rookie.
Actually 100% for it. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, Colin had a little interaction. He had like a month ago, talking about how he doesn't owe anybody interviews and whatever. And then about a week ago, he had or right before the Rocket, he had an interaction about a specific article that was put out by a guy, one of the journalists that he knows. He's been working,
Mm-hmm.
so they've been interacting for years. And he kind of like he put a spin on one of his quotes that really made him look bad. And Colin called him out and was like, "Hey, dude, I know you. Like, you know me. And what transpired here is wrong." And I'm with Colin, man. Like, I think it's a journalist's responsibility to make be clickbaity. Let's be real, right? They have to
Right,
make things that are gonna get clicks and views and stuff like that. But at the same time, like you're messing with people's reputation and their brand. And if you're
right.
gonna like be off putting with it, like there should be some kind of penalty. I think reporting facts, like you gotta, if you're really good at your job and you have the truth, you should be able to make it clickbaity.
That's the thing is we just unfortunately live in a clickbait world nowadays.
I don't think it's wrong to be clickbait though. My point is though, is like, don't do it wrongfully. Don't do it lying. Don't do it uh making Colin look bad.
That's the hard problem is unfortunately that stuff sells in this day and age.
Yeah, yeah,
Good
you're not
you
wrong.
look at if you look at the good, most people just see the good and they're like, they expect it, but then they see something bad and they're like, "Ooh, this is juicy. I got to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
some of this." That's what
On the
really
contrary,
sucks.
on the contrary, I hand up, dude. We're butchering words early tonight.
That's fine.
We're butchering words
It's fine.
early. Cheers.
We got to catch up.
Are you sipping with me at all?
My chug jug here.
We're not drinking at all. You've
I'm
changed,
sober.
dude.
I'm sober.
Guy goes to one NeHoy Classic, comes back sober.
Whew.
So, Justin Thomas.
Justin Thomas
This is
has not done well.
this is 3 weeks ago, but or whatever. The like right before the U.S. Open started, he tweeted, "Hey, why don't we get like a 5 handicap and a 10 handicap and bring them out to Oakmont and let them play our conditions and let's like really put to test what they can shoot." And I'm just like, buddy, I love Justin Thomas. Don't get me wrong. He literally look at the way I swing. A lot of it is
Yeah.
geared high hands behind him, the way he goes about it. My putting stroke, my grip is literally his. Nobody knows this. He has a very unique way that he holds the putter, and
Hmm.
maybe I'll make a video and break it down. But I copied this shit years ago. I love this guy. But like, are you under a fucking rock? Did you not see that the US Open brought like 50 creators?
That's what's real. I feel like everybody's been under a rock though. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
like what are we doing?
everybody's been
They
saying
literally
that.
brought everybody in to see this. They brought
Cause
in
like
Bob Does
what did
Sports, they brought in Good Brian Bros, they brought in Kyle Berkshire, they brought in
any of them break
Taco
80?
Golf.
I feel like
I
Wesley
want
and
to
them
say
shot like 70 and 9.
Dalkey did,
I want to say they shot like 79 was the best. 78.
which is surprising because Wesley's a good golfer. Like he's playing
He
like a
can't play out there. He hits it way too wild. Like
I don't know, man. Like he's played in US Opens.
if anybody was gonna play good out there, I figured it would have been George just because he hits
Yeah.
fairways. But then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watched the video. George did not hit fairways.
But my whole point by this rant is like, yeah, like Joey Cold Cuts went and shot a million. Like he went and shot 100 or something like that. You know?
106. I think Bob shot
And
104.
and then you saw from the reverse side, like Grant, I think shot somewhere around 80, maybe a
80
little above
something,
80.
like 82
Yeah.
maybe.
And I was disappointed in the way Grant was talking about golf. Like he definitely played up. Like I know the course was hard. I know the
Yeah.
course was hard, but that man has played a lot of golf. A lot of golf. And all of a sudden he started asking his caddy, like, how am I supposed to hit this? Should I do this? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Grant, dude, you've played enough golf to know like shit's thick. Like get a little steep and close the face down and try to keep this thing going in the right direction. Like it doesn't like I don't know. You know,
That
he
shit's
knows
a
that.
different game.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's the clickbaity stuff, brother. Like maybe he's playing that a little bit to buy in for his video and whatnot. But
Maybe.
in today's segment is not brought to you by Zins.
So what do we think about Ben Griffin, Mr. Maxfly?
Playing some good golf.
Playing good golf.
Um,
My
I
only
think
problem is it scares me that we've got one,
three of them.
two,
Yeah,
three,
yeah.
4 rookies in the top 10.
I think, dude,
It's
JJ
just
Spawn needs to get a
scary.
chance. He's playing too good a golf. He's second place like in a
Oh, I
bunch of events.
completely understand that.
So I'm good with one. Um,
Russell Henley played
he's been
great
playing great
golf.
golf. Like it's
And
time that we reward people playing good golf. It's not like this is like 2 months into the season and it's like, oh, they went on a good stretch. Like we're enough into the season that
who
that
would
these guys have earned it.
who would you like to see in the top 25 jump up? So you
I'd
got
really like to
Jordan Spieth.
see Tony Finau's at 19. I'd really like to see him jump into the top 10 and be a part of that team. I think
Okay.
him in a match play scenario or him in an alternate shot with like a Colin is actually incredibly advantage.
I like Daniel Berger. I would
Oof.
love to see him jump. I mean,
Patrick
I
Cantley plays good golf,
he's
dude.
got
Like
to.
he's
Like I would
fucking
love to
boring,
see
but
because
he's
he's
yeah.
going to be good for the team.
The hat bullshit, if that's true though, like keep him off
Fuck
the
him.
team. Yeah. If you guys don't know the hat bullshit, there was this big scandal about how, and who knows if it's true. It's all speculation, so I'll just give it to you from like a I don't know thing. But he didn't wear a hat for like 2 of the days because people said that he wanted to get paid to
Paid.
represent the U.S. and they're not getting paid enough, so it was like a boycotting tech strategy or something like that. I don't know if that's true or not. If people are representing their country and that's their conversations, like they shouldn't be representing their country. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm not gonna lie. I
But
figured Max Gracerman would be a little bit higher. Hmm.
you're a big Gracerman fan.
Dude, he hits it well and putts it well. See, I like putters in the Ryder Cup. That's why I would
Yeah,
honestly, I wouldn't hate. Where is he? Denny McCarthy moving up. He's a great putter. Honestly, I
yeah.
know Sam Burns has had a bad like run the last couple weeks.
Closing.
I
Yeah.
mean, he just hasn't closed, but he's a great putter. I mean, he's the #1 putter on tour right now. So I wouldn't
How about
hate
that?
him.
How about that meme
Which one?
when obviously he asked for some relief on like
Oh
17 with
God,
his ball in some standing water,
they screwed that
and
up.
And visually it didn't look like crazy amounts of water, but you could see his practice swings. Like that's standing water. That is what standing water is,
Dude was
right?
literally in a puddle.
And but the memes were like people will go into like
Yeah,
three
standing in a
feet deep,
pool.
and they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
can I get a ruling on this?"
Ah, no. You can
Yeah,
play it.
like that's clean.
Dude, it was
But
like,
to,
and
to
I think JT said something about it afterwards. Like, kind of looked at it and like he was like, either we don't know the rule
yeah,
or we've
we
been
got
playing the
fucked.
rule the wrong way the whole
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
because we would have
yeah.
never even have asked for a rules official to come over, and we think that that rules official kind of screwed him up there. Which, I
The
mean,
second one
that,
did too.
yeah, I mean,
It's
to
too
have
pivotal.
two
That lost
guys
him the
come
U.S.
over
Open.
there, yeah, to
That
have
doesn't
two
mean he was
guys
gonna
come
go
over
make a
there,
birdie coming in, but what that
right,
means is like he no longer knows where this ball's going.
right,
Like as much as he can even like, all right, I gotta make sure this ball cuts or this ball draws. Like it's gonna come out knuckly, and it's probably gonna
right.
fall out of the air. And it's a
I am
crapshoot if that
one
thing gets tight.
that believes if you hit a fairway, you have hit a good shot, you should be rewarded. Now, I could understand if it was in the rough and he's in
Yeah,
standing water and you
yeah,
want to not give it to him, like, yeah, I understand that's
yeah.
not the rule, but still,
I agree,
he's in the rough. If he's in the fairway, there's got to be like something. Like, I don't care
dude.
if
It
you
goes
make
back
him
to the question that's been of like the last 3 years.
right,
And if your ball is in a divot in the middle of the fairway, do you bump it? Like, yes, if you're playing weekend golf, you should. Obviously, tournament golf hasn't changed that yet. But
right.
don't be a fucking hardo on yourself and your buddies on the weekends.
I
It's
never
golf's a
understand the
hard
rule.
sport.
I never understand the rule of everybody's playing the same course. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, yes,
not true.
everybody's playing the same course, but there is a crater in front of my ball when I'm putting. Or
Yeah,
somebody, so the group in front of me, I'm the last group. The second to last group drug their feet, and I've got to putt through like Jupiter
and
to
obviously
get this ball
that's
to go in.
that's not the case for most. For 99% of tournaments, there may be some screwhead that's in there doing some fucking messed up shit like that. But like,
Right,
I am a firm believer in what I always refer to, and we've talked about this a bunch, the volcano hole. And the theory behind the volcano hole is that at the end of the day, when you have like a putt that's gonna drip into a hole, you might see like let's say uh it's coming in from the right side, you might see it peel off to the right, or if it's coming on the left side, you might see it peel off on the left. And the reason being is because all day you have hundreds of golfers, you have the hole right here, they step into it because they all have to go in and pick their ball up. Now that's a bunch of
right.
pressure coming from all angles that's pushing the grass in, and at some point that grass is going to make just enough of a little increase in that round, the lip around the hole, that is what I call the volcano hole, like in
Hmm.
mini golf.
Also, a phrase I've heard of raised cups. So there's places like superintendents, people out on the agronomy out on the course, instead of using the tool that when you push it down, it has a silver like rim
Ring.
around it that
Yeah.
goes all the way around that keeps the ground flat right there. There's some
Hmm.
that literally just have one that's just the cylinder, and when they pull that out, it brings the grass up.
Pulls
So
it
it
up.
basically makes
Mm.
it a raised cup. So it's basically sitting. So when the ball
Volcano.
comes to this side, it falls that way. When it goes to that side, it falls
Yeah.
out. So now there's
And
some
then
there's some
and then
truth
let's talk about
behind it.
another thing. So if you're the 7 a.m. tea time
Different
and the
course.
greens just got rolled, the team already came out and just cut them. That's going to be the purest that the greens will ever run. Now there probably is dew on that green as well.
Yep.
That green is going to run a whole lot different than at the end of the day when that green's had sun beating on it all day, people walking it all day. The grass, the grain becomes just a little bit more raised. Putts wiggle just a touch more. It's different,
It's different golf.
but it is what it is. Like,
We know we can't have it perfect. Like obviously we can't have
no,
them cut the green or roll the green every time somebody plays a hole. But
yep.
if I'm in a divot, let me take it out of the divot.
Yeah,
If
and
I've
that's
got
kind of the beauty
scuff
of
marks in
golf,
front of
dude.
my
Like,
ball, let me tap
you
it
can
down.
play the same hole a million times. and you can hit the like a very close to the same little, let's say call it a little draw driver, but it's going to be on a different set of grass, and you're always going to be just a touch different of an angle coming in, and that pin, while maybe every Sunday they put it in the same spot, it's going to be an inch off. It's always different. And dude, I got asked this question, and I've had like a corporate type answer for it for a long time. I'm going to ask you this, and then I'll answer it myself. And someone was like, dude, like you became obsessed with golf. Like, why? Why do you love golf so much?
Mm, because I cannot perfect it.
Hmm.
It is
That's a
the
beautiful
chase
answer.
for perfection.
Hmm. And for the longest time, I always told people like, for one, it's the sport that I can, do. My grandfather's 94 years old and he still gets out and plays 9 holes. That's a beautiful thing. It's a game that you can play hyper competitive and you can grind. It's also a game where we can sit back, have a couple beverages, enjoy some memories and bullshit with each other and everything in between the two.
Right.
Now, that's kind of been my answer for the longest time. And this is going to get a little deep real quick. But as I really like sat back on the question recently, I was like, why do I love it? Like, what changed for me that because it's a game, right? And I sat back and I thought, like, there came a point when I went out by myself one day and there's a lot of madness at a golf course. There's 100 people at the range, people at the 19th hole, a lot of noise going on. But like, I went out, teed a ball up, and maybe I hit it good, maybe I didn't. But I started walking through the fairway with my bag, golden hour, to paint you a picture. There's the white noise of hearing the range while I'm walking by it and people chattering and stuff like that. But ultimately, like I was in the moment with myself and like, all right, like, I'm by myself. What does this mean? Like, am I gonna be super hard on myself? Am I gonna bump lies? But ultimately, like, it was like serenity of this game is giving me an option to like challenge myself. It's giving me an option to have an escape mentally, have a lot of fun, get to decide on how I want to choose to go about this, right? Like, am I going to follow the rules and the integrity and the beautiful part of the gentleman's game? And that part is what, like, I love.
Right.
I absolutely love that challenge because it is a game within yourself and it is a journey within yourself. And as much as we get to share it with each other, we get to fly out and go play Pebble and get a bunch of boys to a tournament and enjoy that event. Like, ultimately, like, I'll play this game till I die because it's that never, like you just said, just to kind of wrap that up. I'm always going to chase that idea of perfection for what I want out of golf. And that's
Hmm.
every individual golfer's journey. And it's fucking beautiful, dude.
I always say, like, even whenever you're having one of your worst rounds, there's always that one shot that always brings you back. It hardly ever happens that I just play a round where it's just like every hole is just bad.
Hmm.
There's always just going to be that one where I'm like, God, that ball came out of the center, did exactly what I wanted to do, and then that's what gets me. For me, it always happens on the 18th hole. I'll have a
Yeah.
bad day, and
Yeah.
then I get to 18. It's like the last time I played um, at my past home course. Uh, had a rough
Rip.
day. I was a couple, yeah, RIP.
Pour one out.
Yeah, uh, but
So,
I
sorry.
had a
Sorry.
rough day. I get to 18, kind of block one a little right. I'm on this side of hill, out of the rough. We're bumping it. I hit mini driver in, hit it to like 15 feet, make the putt for eagle. And I'm like, all right, we're back.
Changes the
See
day.
y'all.
Yeah.
See y'all tomorrow. I was
Dude, same thing for
ready
me
to
at
turn this
Pebble.
thing in.
Like, you saw me grind out a pretty tough round. I wouldn't say it wasn't my worst round in my life, but it wasn't like I had anything
Right.
really going.
Neither of
We
us
get to
did.
17, I stripe it on 17, make a birdie, and it's all of a sudden like boom, and we step
All
on
right,
the
we're
18th
back.
tee box, and I hit the best drive of my life. A flat little
Whew.
like my draw, little pull draw right off the tree. Like, dude, people dream of that moment.
That damn
You know,
drive on 18 was rough. Holy
the
cow.
oh yours.
Yes. I
Dude,
couldn't
we'll
believe
we'll
that
play a
stayed up.
video or whatever. But Scratty literally hit a ball that was like hugging the line by this much, and we get up there, and he barely has enough room for a stance off the coast.
It
Unbelievable.
was wild. What a round.
But just
What a
just
day.
fun stuff. Now, let's talk back real quick. We had a little bit of an argument last week or last pod or two pods ago about the putters used on tour and what the best is. Now, here's what I'll say, dude. So, lab golf is legit. The technology is the first of its kind to hit the market that's actually enhancing everyday golfer's life. Here's what I mean by that. We fit for a while, so I'm not going to dive too deep into this, but there's a lot of toe hang that happens with traditional putters, and they mix it with mallets, they mix it with blades, and it's really easy for people to get into golf and be like, oh, I heard Scotty Cameron's, the Louis Vuitton of golf, and let me go put one in the bag. Well, if you're not grinding technique, it's hard to have a repeatable stroke with the putter. This company made a center shafted putter that ultimately doesn't have any rotation based off of what they say. And so it's the easiest thing to throw into anybody's hands to make the most repeatable stroke over and over. And so I'm a firm believer that it is legit. When it comes to these pros, they're grinding this game beyond a full-time job. The
Right.
best, the elite. And you haven't seen a lab putter win on tour,
No,
if I'm correct,
we just saw one.
until that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Until JJ Spawn. And more companies now have adopted this technology where they're going to make center shafted putters like PXG. Um, TaylorMade just came out with one, and I would probably bet
Scotty's got
Scotty Cameron
one.
has got
They've
one
got
in
a
the makes.
prototype right now.
I know
Um,
Malbon came out with one.
Callaway
It,
has
it feels
one.
good. I'm sure I think
TaylorMade.
Bettinardi actually announced that they're all gonna move into that world
Oh
as
yeah.
well. And if you're an amateur golfer listening to this, like, don't be afraid to test it out. It'll be one of the easiest things to integrate into your game if you don't have the time to be grinding what your arc looks like and how to return the face and stuff like that. Like, you can plug and play center shafted stuff pretty easily.
I tried it today. I had a played in a little 4-man scramble. It ended up getting canceled after 15 holes. But I took I got my wife one and I took it out on the putting green. Dude, I can't. The only thing that I can't do is I take the shaft and I set it up where I typically like kind of put the front of the blade for my blade putter.
Okay.
So like the ball's literally like at the front of my toe is the only thing. So I feel like I get so I'm like, okay, do
Oh,
I
you when you putt with it pretty far in front of your stance.
like so typically with my blade, I have it a little in the front of my stance. But with
Okay.
this, I feel weird like I feel like I have to back it up so much that I forward press
Yeah.
too much and just to get it to get the
Okay.
ball to the same spot. So what I do is I put the shaft kind of where it typically is with my blade, but then the ball is literally like at my toe.
Yeah, and
So
that's tough,
strange.
right? Because like you're not
I
the
hadn't gotten used
demographic that
to
I'm
it.
talking about. Like you've spent your entire life playing a blade, playing an old Scotty that you love, that you've gotten really good with. And this is more so centered around someone with a straight back, straight through type of stroke that can't control face that well.
Hmm.
Um, so it's gonna take some like if you were to make that move, it's gonna take kind of reinventing your setup. And also
Yeah.
paying attention to like a part of their technology is that they make so most grips, the shaft goes straight up the grip. This club has grips that are forward pressed already by like 2 degrees, meaning that if the shaft's right here, the grip's coming up at an angle so that it already has forward press. So that's something
Right.
that like maybe you got to play around with a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
I definitely would say like my transition with it. I played like a 30-degree toe hang mallet. I've played some blades. Um, and the first thing that I saw was that my lineup or my setup with it felt straight. And maybe it was, but I was like blocking a lot of putts at first. And then I just had to kind of make some adjustments to like what straight actually was
Right.
for my lineup. And I feel like I roll it really, really well. It feels really easy to shoot it down the line. But, you know, to each their own. And obviously, no matter what, whatever you put in your hand, it takes time. Like you gotta at least go hit it for a week.
everything. If one thing, if you want to know what's working in typically any sport, if everybody else starts copying it, it's a good
It's
thing.
real. Yeah. 100%. But all right, on the flip, real quick, let's get out of golf, dude. We're both gamers at heart. So the
Oh, do
World
I have
Series
one
of
of those?
Baseball, the NBA championship, um, the Stanley Cup, the Super Bowl. Now, for Call of Duty, it's called COD Champs. And there's one weekend that they have all the best teams come to play in a tournament. Our favorite team is OpTic Gaming for a long time.
Oh,
And they have always had one of the best teams. I don't think I sent you anything. You might have to Google it. They have always had one of the top teams. This season, they have like one of the most talented rosters, but they couldn't win anything. They couldn't win maps. And if you know COD, like it's like series of 5, first to win 3 maps. And these guys literally went on a stretch where they like lost 20 something maps straight through like months. And it was
whew.
horrendous. These boys ended up making adjustments, picked up an old duo together. They ended up getting a rookie that fries, and they went on the most historic run ever. After just coming off winning this event last year, they're the first team to win back-to-back
Back to
champs,
back.
which is historic. The way that their season went, no one saw this coming. If you put $100 down on these people, you would have won like $6,000.
Whew.
Phenomenal stuff. Shout out to OpTic, shout out to Heck, shout out to Scump, and obviously shout out to the team there. That was fun to watch, man. That was go green wall, dude. That was fucking great.
Yeah, it was. Me and Sean were talking about it. They had a chance to be, I would assume, the first team to ever go undefeated and not lose a single map. They didn't lose a
Yep,
single map until the championship finals,
yep,
which is unreal.
yeah.
And
To get 9-0.
I think there was a game. I can't remember if it was winners. I think it was winners finals. They played a game where I mean they won like 250-70. It looked
Yeah,
like
hard
the
point.
greatest game of Call of Duty I have ever seen. It
In a
every
winners
gunfight
finals.
was I mean it was nothing like every fight that they got into that you're like, "Oh, they're going to lose this fight." One. Oh, they're going to lose this fight. One. Oh, they're going to get through this gap. Nope, somebody's watching that. It was the greatest COD game I've ever seen anybody play because the other
Yeah,
team just had zero chance to win.
yeah. And
It
they
was
like some of
ridiculous.
their competition. So FaZe Clan is a team that's historically had one of the best trios over the last 5 to like 6 years or whatever it's been. And then there's a super team with Nade Shot's 100 Thieves. Their roster is phenomenal. They've won 2 events this year,
Hmm.
and they both got two. They got bounced out right away. And I remember before the event happened, I was texting my brothers, and we didn't think OpTic had a chance. They've had a horrendous year. And I was like, Nade Shot came from OpTic, helped build that brand, spun off, made his own thing. Like they're kind of, in my opinion, there's still some connection. So like I root for them when I don't root for OpTic. And they've been a favorite for this season and they got banged out. And I was like, all right, like this is sick. This is like I wanna root for OpTic. And especially that they're out, like it made it super easy. I hate to sound like a bandwagon or whatever, but
It
um
was it was crazy to see FaZe and LA Thieves get knocked out so quick. I mean,
so
didn't
quick.
LA lost their first two matches
First two? Yeah.
and then FaZe won one after losing to
Yeah.
Optic in the first round. They won the second round, lose third round.
Yeah.
Didn't even make it to
Quick
Saturday.
exits. No.
That is
It's crazy, man.
that is
It's
insane.
sick. It's
And
fun, man. That
to Seattle Surge's point, they would have been the first team ever to win a Call of Duty championship after losing the first round and going straight to the losers bracket.
Yeah, and shout out to my boy Rambo Ray. He's the coach of the Seattle Surge. This dude is like they call him the Codfather, little playoff Godfather, but he's an OG in creating this competitive scene. He's been a part of coaching a lot of great teams after he retired from gaming, but I had the chance to talk to him a little bit after. He was obviously sad. Seattle Surge was a new team, a bunch of young talent that they put together, and a lot of people just kind of wrote them off. But they kept knocking at the door. They had a couple second places in some events and just couldn't knock that pillar down. But they were the only team that could compete with OpTic. OpTic was
Yeah.
hot right now, and they took them to, it was a best of 9 series. They took them to map 8, so they won 3 off of them. And if you watch the event, there was definitely a couple pivotal moments where they easily could have won that. They
Right.
easily could have won champs.
Oh yeah.
And he was obviously proud of his guys and himself. It sounds like they put in a lot of hard work and everything like that. But they were sad to not be able to close the door.
Right.
But still, kudos to them. Shout out to the Surge. That was fun to watch, dude. And there's a bright future for those guys. Like they earned a lot of respect from the community and a lot of respect from me. And I root
100%.
for them if they're not playing my guys, So,
And one
but we'll be
thing,
golfing. I'll be golfing with him actually this week. So maybe I'll pull the camera out and we get a chance to kind of get a little in round interview with Rambo and let him kind of give us the behind the scenes of champs,
yeah.
the year, what he actually thinks, like how did OpTic? He knows those guys. He used to coach 3 out of the 4 guys that were on that team, so he knows them really really
Oh
well
yeah.
and what clicked and stuff like that. So
And one thing about Rambo, guy's a fucking stick.
just stick, dude.
Guy can play golf.
He's a
Guy
plus
is
handicap.
guy is good. Guy is good.
He's
And
played in some amateur events and won them for sure. He's a good golfer, dude.
he can roll the rock on the course. He can also roll that ball in the lanes. That man, that
Shout
man
out
is
to Ram
raw.
Bull.
That man is raw.
Hand up
He is so
accountability
good.
but shout out to Ram Bull. If you know, you know.
Lord have mercy.
Oh man. All right, back on the flip with golf. As we get into summer, there's a really fun event in
What do
Northern
we got?
California called the Celebrity Golf Tournament. It's the American Century. Big names
Yeah.
come out. I've seen Jerry Rice, Steph Curry, Tony Romo, Miles Teller, Justin Timberlake's played in it. Um, John Smoltz. Here's the list of the favorites. And this event, if you ever get the chance to come out, come out. It is one of the coolest ways to see some people that are celebrities that you may really like to see on screen, get to see them off screen, be a human being, get to play a very humbling sport of golf. Some of them are very good, most of them aren't. And so it's fun to see, these people that are very very talented in their craft go do something that we all love and see them not be perfect at it. And I'll tell you a quick story about when I went up with my buddy. Um, my long story short here, my aunt used to be the nanny for Jerry Rice for like 2 decades. And if you don't know me, I am half Mexican. You can never tell by my complexion, but my aunt, her name is actually we'll keep names out of this, but my aunt, I dropped her name to Jerry, and I was like, "Oh, this is my aunt." And he looks at me, he's like, "There ain't no fucking way that you're on." And he's like looking at me like, "There's no way, like that ain't her." And I was like, "I swear," like I pulled up a pic and everything, and he's like, "What the heck?" And I was like, "Yeah, like when I was like 7, you signed some like jerseys for me and my family," and he like daps me up, pulls me in, we walk 3 holes with him, we're chatting for a while. I was like, "All right, man, like can I just get a pic and then we're gonna head out here." And I swear to God, dude, just to give you a little insight about how different sports are. Baseball guys are like pretty strong upper bodies and pretty strong bases, good forearms. Football players are different, bro. Especially the GOAT. This man, like, we went to take a pic, puts his arm out, grabs me, pulls me in as I'm getting yanked in, arm checks me so fucking hard in the chest where I'm just like, yeah, oh shit, oh shit. And then like my boy's snapping pics real quick and he captures this moment. I'm like, just rattled.
Rattled.
Absolutely fucking alphaed. If there's ever a day in my life that I've been alphaed, it was that day.
Man,
Jerry Rice has my number.
Jerry Rice has your
I'm gonna throw this out there. I live about 20 minutes away from the course that Jerry Rice plays most.
number.
And I heard he's out there like twice a week. I'm gonna run into his ass.
One
And I
day.
hope to God I have my fucking camera out and I'm gonna big dog the fuck out of him. It's gonna be the firmest handshake. I'm gonna pull his ass in and just fucking
Bring your ass here, boy.
get your ass in here. You got some fucking revenge coming your way, baby. Nah, I'm just kidding. It'd be fun to play golf with him though.
If you could meet one of the people on the list, who would it be?
I think the easiest thing for me to say would be Steph Curry.
Yeah,
Um,
I
but
can
I don't
see
know,
that.
like from a baseball standpoint, John
Got
Smoltz would be super
Pujols.
cool. Yeah, Pujols is a legend. I think he would be cool.
Let's see.
Meeting Miles Teller was fun. He was a super cool guy. We're close. I think he's a little older than me, but he was fun to chat with for a minute. Reggie Bush was super nice, man. Um,
Let's.
I'll let you answer that, and then let me come back to that.
I think I would like to meet. I've met Vince Carter. He's a cool guy. I would say I would like to meet. Where did I just see him? Canelo.
Ooh,
That would be
Canelo would be
sick.
sick. Oh, I just found my name. Okay, so growing up as a shortstop, Derek Jeter was obviously like a fan favorite for the longest time,
Mhm.
but Jimmy Rollins is a Bay Area cat, and he was my favorite player. Little
Really?
undersized, had above average pop and a great glove, crazy athlete. He's on this list. If I could meet Jimmy Rollins, like that would do it for me. He was my guy in baseball. I looked up to him for the longest time, and would love to get the chance to cross paths. But I mean, there's some cool names, dude. Kittle's
Oh,
playing in this. Josh Allen's gonna be there. Travis Kelsey, Charles Woodson,
I wish.
The Miz.
I wish I could see Sam Darnold and him having a drink. Did you ever watch the Bob Does Sports video with Josh,
When
Sam? I
FP
want to
pissed his pants.
I want to walk by Sam and just go, "Hey, Buffalo," when it's in his
Buffalo.
when it's in his wrong hand. Oh, that would be
I
so
wonder
funny.
how many times he gets that.
Oh, I bet he hears it all the time.
Dude, the baseball names in this is insane, bro. Holy shit. You got Roger Clemens, Shane Victorino,
I didn't know
Gary
Devontae Adams
Sheffield.
played.
Dude, this is
Larry the Cable Guy.
unreal. Devontae Adams, yeah, that's great.
Baker
Oh
Mayfield
man.
would be a good one. He seems like
Baker
such a
Mayfield.
bro.
Steve Young. Steve Young would be sick.
This would be a
But yeah,
good
this
little group.
this list is sick, dude.
So who
Got all
wins
the
it?
Curry boys. If I'm gonna throw money down, I'm probably gonna throw my cash on Tony Romo. He's a stick. He plays a lot with Spieth
Yeah,
and Scheffler. Or no, who else is out of
probably.
Texas that he plays with? It might be Scheffler. I forgot who it is, but he takes his game serious. He's come close to winning it in the past. He's right there knocking at the door. He's a good golfer, man. He's
So
there. You
is
can see obviously with the odds, he's a plus
this is
450.
handicapped, isn't it?
No, this is stroke
No,
play.
just straight up.
Yeah, so like 90% of this field has no chance. Those top like 10 guys are the only guys that really
Uh,
will be in here.
I'm gonna go with John Schmaltz since I met him this year.
That's a good pick, man. He's a good golfer too. Those pitchers, bro, I'm telling you, those are guys you gotta be. They play a lot of golf in
Right.
season. They don't need to worry about hitting, so they're playing a lot of golf. But
Exactly.
all right, on the side note, like the fun side of golf is obviously all YouTube. It's a space we're in. It's a space most people are like navigating, and we're starting to see now like it's what moves the needle, right? Like how many people now do you see have a broomstick versus the last 30 years, where the broomstick came out a long time ago. Nobody adapted or adopted it, and then you see Grant Horvat, Mr. Needle himself, also because he's skinny, but because he's moving the needle. He put that thing in the bag for like the last year, and a bunch of cats bought it, man. Controversy. He just announced like a month ago that he's not going to use it anymore. I'm curious to
Yeah.
see how many people follow him.
I saw what putter grip he has on his putter now. It's the
What
same
is
one
it?
Scotty uses.
Interesting. It's a good put.
That gray cord grip. Pretty sure
Mm.
it's pro only, the green model.
Mhm. It's going to be interesting, but all these like everybody's moving into this space, and it's going to be more and more because where you see these pros make a shit ton of like ungodly amounts of money and sponsors and in their prize that they win by making cuts. For the live guys, it doesn't matter if they make a fucking cut; they just make it bank. But a
Ugh,
lot of these guys are realizing not only one is it great marketing, but they also can make money. What are they doing all day long anyway?
right?
Practicing golf.
All day
So
long.
why not for them? Like, why not put a camera on it? They already play in front of cameras.
Yeah.
And, Jay Day's moved in. Wesley Bryan is one of the pioneers to this whole thing. John Rahm's been a great personality on a lot of these channels. And I think they opened one up for
Mhm.
his club over at Live Golf.
Did they?
Who else? Who else got in there? Phil Mickelson's obviously killing it
Bill's in
now.
there.
And they have the duels, which I'm gonna throw out there, dude. The duels is way better than the Creator
Oh,
Classic.
way
The
better.
way better, way
The
better.
in I guess not in the actual sense of the word political, but the PGA side is way more political. Like Live understands to me what people want to see. People want to
Yeah,
see FP, people want to see Brian Bros, people want to see all of these top tier guys or your top tier funny guys. We're not as bought in on the guys that don't sell tickets, honestly.
yeah. And quality
I
of
mean,
golf,
breaking
like
it down.
the last Creator Classic, they've steered away from these guys that are crossing over with Live from a political standpoint.
Yep.
And the last Creator Classic had a lot of fun personality, but it wasn't like good
It's
golf.
just
They
yeah,
also they also put them in the hardest format. They did an alternate shot for three
right.
people, and that is not easy
That
at
is
all.
just it's just kind of missing the ball. Like, okay, if you're watching a tour event, you've got Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Scotty Scheffler, all the top names at the top of the leaderboard. Okay, then
Hmm.
you've got a tournament that's got names that you've never heard in the top 10. What are you going to watch? You're going to watch the one with the top names in it.
Yeah,
I understand that everybody needs to eat, but on a viewership level and just, I mean, to me, honestly, it's just more fun. And I feel like these people haven't, I guess, been open to that light. Like these guys, Wesley, George, FP, Bob, all of them, they are on camera for a living. Now you
yeah.
have like your Paige Sporanic. She's on camera for a living. She's does really well on a camera. Then you have the
I'm
ones
s-
that are
I'm so bought out on Paige.
then you have the ones that
You're not
like
you're just gonna brush that by.
I'm
You're
brushing
gonna
that
brush
by.
that,
She's
dude.
good
She
on
doesn't even
camera.
post. She doesn't even fucking post golf content anymore. It's ridiculous.
So you have the people that
He's brushing right by it, boys. That's hand up accountability.
you have the people that only post like your TikTok or this or that. They don't really do YouTube. They don't do long form and all that. And you're kind of throwing them in there and thinking that, oh yeah, they get a lot of views on TikTok and stuff off of their 30-second max clip. They don't know what it's like to hold that for a long time. Like they come up
Hmm.
with an idea, oh, I'm going to hit this shot or I'm going to talk about this for 30 seconds. These guys just are honestly, I think, just out there just shooting the shit.
Yeah,
And that's what sells. That's what's going to get you the views. And then they're also really, really good golfers on top of that. That or they're so shit and so funny that it's just hilarious to watch them play.
yeah,
I mean, it was like Trent.
yeah.
Trent was a terrible golfer, but everybody wanted to watch him try to play
I
sawgrass.
I love watching him. I love watching him
I
play.
mean, the man on 16 laid up with a fucking 8 iron to the left that you've never seen I guarantee you
There's not a divot in that. There's not a
his
divot
golf
there.
ball is the only golf ball that has ever
Yeah,
landed
ever been
over
hit.
there.
Yeah,
And we loved it.
loved it. I never thought to this day I'd ever say like I look forward to when Trent posts videos, and I can't
Love
wait to
it.
watch him try to break 100. I can't wait to watch him try to break 90. You know,
You root
and
for those
you're
guys. You got Trent, you got
yeah,
Bob, you got all of them trying to do these little like
yeah.
Bob's Break 80 series is
I love it.
hilarious.
It's
His
awesome.
average for the year right now is 96.
Yeah. And you know what though? Like you and I both know, his golf is just good enough to squeak by an 80 once a year. Like he has it in him to make it happen, like if everything goes right and he's got good people on his back. Grant's obviously a part of that series with him. FP knows how to play golf. And if they can get him on a day that he's gonna flush it, because his issue is obviously he has a lot of like miss hits that are basically rehits. You know, he'll top it
Right.
or hit it 50 yards to the right and then have to it's basically just a rehit. And if you catch him on a day, like those guys can talk him into doing it, and that's gonna be fun. It's not gonna happen, it hasn't happened yet, and he's done a few events or a few of the videos,
Right.
but it will, and that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be a great video, just like Trent's. Trent did a shit ton of videos when he was trying to break 100, where he didn't do it, came close a couple times, didn't do it, and then he finally did it, and it's sick, dude. That's golf. Like that's what's fun. That's what we enjoy.
That's the goal.
Outside of doing our own shit and trying to be the best golfers we can, I get so much satisfaction of the day I helped my brother. He hadn't broke 90. This is a long time ago, but like he hadn't broke 90 yet. And a lot of times, most golfers get into this little trend where
Mm-hmm.
they stare at their scorecard. They make a triple here or double there, and they're like, "Oh, I'm screwed. I'm done." And I told him, I was like, "Look, dude, like I'm just gonna keep talking you through shots, and we're gonna go, and we'll count them up at the end, you know." And he ends up getting to like 18, and he's like asking me, he's like, "Dude, am I close? Am I close?" I'm like, "Dude, all you have to worry about is this shot right here." And like we're gonna hit. It was a par five. It's like you're gonna hit it like an 8 iron, and you're gonna have a wedge in on this par five. And he's like, "Oh, I could rip 3 wood over this pond." I'm like, "Dude, trust." He ends up hitting a couple good shots. He ends up making like par or bogey on 18 to shoot 83. He broke his best by like eight strokes.
Damn.
Had no idea.
Look at
Like
Sean.
that day. Like I remember that day like it was yesterday.
Right.
Because that shit's what's dope, dude. That was fun. That was sick.
It's
You
just
know?
cool seeing people like. I mean, it's just basically like they've gone out and set a PR. It's like when you're in the gym and you hit that new PR. It's very gratifying, even being the person spotting. Just being there
Yeah.
for that person is really, really cool, and kind of pushing them through it, helping them out with everything is really an awesome thing.
Yeah, and just to talk like wind back to what we were originally talking about. Obviously, you and we're fucking. I'm King Yap, and you're right there with me. But to bring this back to the Bryan Bros here, talk about a cool story. Wesley
What a
Bryan
wild
decided
story.
to do an exhibition, however you pronounce the
Ex- Exhibition.
hand up, dude. So however you pronounce it, he did a duels event with Liv, as he still had status on the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour decided to take away his status. They banned him. Super
Wild.
sad. I don't think he deserved it. But the DP World Tour understands that what the Bryan Bros are doing for golf is growing it and growing it in the correct way.
Mm.
They do golf right. They play golf well, and they decided to allow both the brothers to play in the BMW International, which is out in Germany, and they just flew out a couple days ago. They'll get a chance to shed some light on how good the DP World Tour is and get a chance to play some more competitive golf. And I think that's phenomenal. I think
Little golf.
the PGA needs to fucking grow up. They need to get rid of this dilemma with Live and figure out, come to terms, because we don't give a fuck anymore about the money. The fans haven't for a long time. I don't care that Live is paying their guys what they're paying, and on top of that, I don't care that the PGA is trying to be. They found all this money to pay the new guys, so it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's a good tour again. Like I just don't care. Like I want to see Scheffler
Good
and John
golf.
Rahm in their primes go at it. I want to see Scheffler and DeChambeau go at it. Like these guys are all in their primes and they
Give me
deserve
a
to be in the same tournaments.
At least if you're not going to bring it back together, give me a Live versus PGA event. I
And turn
need
it
it.
into a Ryder Cup event every
Yeah,
year. The best six guys from Live and the best six guys from the PGA Tour go
right.
at it.
And you could throw in, well, if you're going to throw shade the way you're throwing it, okay, let's get a Live creator versus PGA creator event.
Yeah, let's do it. Like
I'm
that's gonna
down.
and
That
and
would be
we you
awesome.
and I both know that the PGA Tour, like Live has a lot of money and they're
Yeah.
using it to create something. They're obviously spending way more than they're making. They're spending way more than they're making. While the PGA is making way more than they're spending because they've had a monopoly for like a century. And so at some point, it's like, dude, swallow your guys' pride. Like, you guys make a shit ton of money. And if you really want to make more, like, create something that the fans really care about,
Right.
which is what we're talking about.
Grow the
You
game
want to
of
keep them,
golf.
you want to keep them separate, then find an event that you can have them compete. Prove that you're the best tour.
Yeah.
We'll watch. We will fucking watch. I will
Oh,
sit down
oh,
and I
we
will watch
will.
every stroke. I will probably look forward to that more.
Be
Hot take.
honest.
More than the Ryder Cup.
Be honest. I would really love if Liv did the coverage because you see way more golf on Liv than you do PGA. I mean, it is shot after shot after shot after shot. Might cut out.
The live event, you
Go ahead.
haven't
You're
watched it
good.
yet.
You got it.
So people talk shit like, I'll never sit here and I'll never watch a live event. Where am I supposed to watch it? Like, okay, cool, you're trying to be a hardo.
It's on Fox.
The second that you watch a live event, you'll love golf way more than you watch a PGA event.
It's
They
just
do
so
it
much
way better.
better. It's just so much more golf you get to watch. It's just literally,
It's so sick.
it's like you watch a shot, it hits the ground. 5 seconds later, you're watching somebody else. Hits the ground. 5 seconds later, somebody else, and it
Yeah,
keeps the
you're
story
watching
going.
golf.
And I like so one of the things I saw on Live that I thought was pretty cool. So what they do is like a couple of the captains will play together and then from different teams and then you'll get the rest of the team will play in the same group. So Thomas Peters was playing with Patrick Reed in this past event where Patrick Reed won, and apparently there was a heckler in the crowd saying stuff to Patrick Reed, and Thomas Peters is on his team. Thomas Peters goes out to him, points him out, and starts talking to him, like telling him basically, hey, shut the fuck up. My guy's standing over a par putt over here trying to win a golf tournament.
Yeah,
And I think that's
that's
really
fire.
cool. I think it's cool that like the team atmosphere and how they didn't mix everybody together. I really like that they kind of put the whole team together in a
Yeah,
way that I mean it makes it much more friendly, and then you've got still your marquee groups. I think it makes it a lot more fun because like say a guy, oh, I'm a High Flyers fan, I want to see them play. Okay, you can go watch one group and see all of them
yeah.
except for the captain play. And then
Okay.
if you want to go see a marquee group, you go watch Phil's with DJ and Brooks and John Rahm and this and that. And I just think that's really, really cool.
They're doing a great job, man. It's gonna keep growing. They're only in year what, 3, 4, maybe
Yeah,
something like that.
early.
Like it's
It's
in
early.
its infant stages, and it's just gonna continue to get better and better. And I'm sure we'll see the tours come back together, and Live won't go away, right?
Some
There'll
point.
still be an avenue for that golf because that style of golf is really cool. Like something that if you've played competitive golf, which I obviously haven't, but like being in the scene for a long time now, I understand it. You grow up playing team golf your whole life until you try to get on a tour.
Yep.
And team golf is cool. Like you are rooting for your boys. You obviously are trying to beat the shit out of them all week to be the number one on your team, and to qualify. Most teams obviously do like if they have 8 people, they're gonna have 5 guys qualify for the event, and one guy out of the last guy out of the 5 will usually play as an individual. Um, some style of that is what's like you said, like it means something, right? All 4 guys have to flag something pretty well for them to win, and
Mm-hmm.
regardless of the dude that shoots 15 under for the event, and then but like your fourth guy who shoots 2 under is grinding it out on 18 because your team might be a stroke back, like your team might be a stroke up, and that means something, which is cool. Everything matters.
One of the other things I saw that was wild. So Brooks Kepka uh, withdraws because of I think it was neck, back pain, something he had pain. He was allowed to come back for the final round because every round counts in the final
Yeah.
round. I thought that was pretty cool cuz like basically oh man like I woke up today my neck is killing me I can't play instead of just withdrawing from the entire tournament. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to go get this shit fixed. I'm going to be there for my team in the final round.
Which also lets you
Really
know that
cool.
why Brooks should not be on the Ryder Cup team. His game's not there, dude.
It's
If he's
just
withdrawing because of some pain and then he's able to come back, like why did he withdraw?
I don't know. I don't
He's
know if he
struggling.
did or not.
He's struggling, dude. He's
Yeah,
struggling.
just going through it. Shit happens.
You
It's
know,
golf,
but
unfortunately.
it's phenomenal, man. Obviously, we have our takes on it. I hope that the U.S. can be competitive. I gotta be honest, dude. If I hate to be a hater, but I don't see a world where the U.S. wins this Ryder Cup.
One thing I want to say. Let's see. Will it just flip over? Look at this, dude.
They're filthy.
Rory, Tommy, Turl, Robert McIntyre, Shane Lowry, Sepp Straka, Rasmus, Ludwig, Jay Rose, Victor Hovland. That top
Brother,
10,
the guys that aren't even in the guys that are floating they're fringe 10 guys
I mean,
are better than our 5-4-3 guys.
and look who's sitting down here at
Ludwig
17.
and John Rahm's only at 17 because he's not playing PGA events.
I hate to tell you, but he's getting a captain's pick.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's probably the top 3
100%. Is
golfer in the world right now.
there anybody else just. Fitzpatrick just played well.
Maybe Cam
Will this
Smith,
be the.
maybe.
Oh, I was about to say.
No,
Wait.
no, no, he's not Europe. He's Australia. He would be in the
Yeah.
President's Cup.
Yeah, this is so confusing. There's a Rasmus Højgaard. Then there is a Nicholas Norgard. Then there is a
Yeah.
Rasmus Neergaard. What the heck?
Gets tough.
And then
I
you
love
got
it
the
though,
other
man.
Højgaard.
There's some beautiful golf to be played coming up. There's a lot for us to uncapture. I'm gonna give you guys a little breakdown of some series that we're gonna be coming out with. So our video of us playing the hay, it's a 1v1v1. We had a guest on our channel, our caddy, my buddy Mike. Super funny guy. He ended up playing some good golf. We had a really close neck and neck match at the hay. Super
Glad y'all did.
fun. And shut up, dude.
I'm
Allow me to
glad
have
y'all
this
did.
one. Allow me to
I
have
played
this,
like
dude.
shit.
You played fine. But
Ooh.
anyway, we have some more exciting news. So we're gonna have an online VR golf series coming out. We're also gonna do a breaking course record challenge. Now that may sound a little advantageous for solo golfers. We are going to do it in the sake of duos with either myself and Scratty or myself and Kyle or Kyle and Scratty, where when we do get together, we're going to have a twosome, play a scramble, try to break some course records. Going to go to some cool places, historic places. Those will come out a little far and few between. But other than that, the on-course stuff is what we're excited for. We really want to break into the space when it comes to YouTube golf. Um, we're going to be focusing a lot more on long form than we are on short form. So stay tuned for that. Scratty, any closing words?
So I have not ironed out the details and gotten approval yet, but I know there is a new course that has opened up in the great city of Branson, Missouri, called Cliffhanger. I will be there August. I have booked the
Beautiful.
trip. I will be there.
I may be flying out with you.
I am hoping they will allow me to film. If they will allow me to film, I will be hitting balls under a waterfall.
If you guys haven't seen it yet, so good. Tiger Woods came out with this course out in Branson. What's the name of it again?
Paynes
Haynes Valley.
Valley.
And they have a really cool 19th hole that's just a short par 3 that's like an island green. And on top of that, they built out a par 3 course that is one of the coolest views, one of the purest golf courses you could ever play. I've played some cool par 3 courses myself. I have
Oh,
a ranking list, and I think this thing is going to be number one.
it's nasty.
It looks
It's so sick.
disgustingly beautiful.
There is
And
literally a hole you hit inside a cave. A waterfall is falling down in front of you, and you hit out under the
through the
waterfall.
waterfall.
Yeah, you go through it.
Through the waterfall. That is
It's
so cool.
so stupid. So stupid.
And if we get out there, we're gonna take a drone and we're gonna fly the drone behind us through the
Meow.
waterfall.
And then we're gonna have to buy a new drone.
And then we're gonna get a second drone. So We love you guys. This is the edition of episode 9 of the podcast, 19th hole. Cheers, hand up. We love you guys. Hit like and subscribe. We love every single one of you guys. Stay tuned. You to golf to the moon. There'll be new merch. We got Girl Dad for all my dads out there that still love to play golf. Scratty's repping the players. And we got our stock OG You to Golf hat. Links will be on our social medias. Go ahead and cop if you're still in here listening. Thank you guys so much. Hit a like. Anything that you guys can do to help and share. We fucking love you. We will see you.
He's got fucking fireworks.
How'd I get fireworks?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey.
Cheers, boys. See you.